up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be answering the questions I had you guys ask me on Instagram. So yeah, let's get into the video. If I can get one of these out right. See, so the first question is, what color horse did you want when you went to Switzerland? It's a funny story. I actually was dead set against getting a chestnut, which in my opinion is why both of my bay horses I was vetting failed their vet checks, because I knew I shouldn't have said anything, but going there I told myself, I'm like, I'm not going to get a chestnut, I'm not coming home with a chestnut, and here we are. But he's the light of my life, so we're good. Next question, let's see. Do you want a job that involves horses? If yes, what? I actually do not want a job that involves horses. I'm thinking of going into something more in the business world, or maybe even med school, because I want a job that will be able to fund having horses in the future, but I really don't see myself working with horses as a career. Next question. If you could change one thing about your riding, what would it be? I have abnormally bouncy hands that I really wish would become a lot more still, because it would just improve my riding tons. And yeah, if I could change anything about that, I would make my hands a lot more still. Next question. Wow, it's not wanting to come out. Where and when did you get Gatsby? I went to Switzerland this summer, end of July, to Eder in Münchmeer, Switzerland, and that's where we got Gatsby. He was bred from their Filmers breeding facility over in Ireland, the Belmont Stud House. So that's where he was bred, and then he was imported from Ireland to Switzerland last November, and then we bought him the following July, and he arrived in the US in August. Next question. Why did you start riding? Funny story. I started my first riding lesson because my mom bought a Groupon. It's like 25% off. She's like, this is something Colleen would enjoy. So I started riding and never stopped. So yeah. Where do you see yourself riding in 10 years? Depending on what I go and do in college, I don't know if I will be riding 10 years from now. Because if I do decide to go into med school, I won't be in a position where I can still be riding horses at that period of time. But if I didn't go into med school, I would hope to be showing at least in the meter 20s by then. If I continued riding, I would have another horse after college and continue like that. If you could change one thing about Gatsby's personality, what would it be? That's a tough one. I know the correct answer is I wouldn't change anything. He's my dream horse, but realistically, I would make him a lot more responsive off my leg. I'd ride with spurs and a dressage whip, because he's very lazy and does not want to get off my inside leg at times. So, if I could change anything, that's what it would be. Why did you sell Hickory? I had Hickory for 2 years, and we had pretty much maxed out his scope while jumping, so if I wanted to move up, I would have needed a new horse, and it was the hardest decision I've ever had to make, but ultimately it was one that needed to be made to further my riding career. But now he's living up in Fort Collins in a lease sale program just like Millbrook, and he has tons of little kids that love him, and he's really living his best life. So I'm really happy we made that decision. What is one goal you have with Gatsby? I kind of talked about this earlier, but my main one is to successfully show in the meters this summer at Summer in the Rockies. It'll be my first A show ever, so really excited for that. Can't open this. How do you get ready / tack up? So that's a difficult one. So Gatsby lives inside, so he usually stays relatively clean, yet I still go through all the steps, curry, hard brush, soft brush, whatever. And then I'm really OCD about his legs being muddy and his feet, so we brush off his legs, make sure they're completely spotless, and then scrape the mud off his hooves, pick his feet, hoof oil before and after I ride every single time, and yeah, that's about it. How long have you been riding? I have been riding with Alexia at Millbrook for 6 years. I just moved barns about a week ago, actually a week ago today. And before then I rode about 1 year in Indiana, but I don't really count that because we basically started from ground one when we moved to Colorado. So yeah, about 6 years. Getting down to the last few here, let's see. How long have you owned Gatsby? We technically bought him end of July. I think it was like July 31st. But he arrived in the United States on August 26th. So February 26th marked 6 months of him being in the United States. So I technically consider us having owned him for 6 months. You have like 2, maybe 3 more. Okay. How old are you? I am 15. Okay, so next question starring our guest star Bruno. He decided to... Say hello. So, what are 10 interesting facts about yourself? I'm probably not going to be able to come up with 10, but, you know, I will try my best. Do not eat that. Okay, so we can't eat those. No, thank you. 1, I'm in my school's DECA chapter. It's a club. I don't know if any of you know what that is. It's really fun. I really like it. 2, I have double jointed ankles, which is really weird. Yeah. 3, I was champion in the Lowe's last year for Kaja with Hickory, which is pretty cool. 4, I've never eaten a tomato, which is really interesting, I think. 5, I'm allergic to cats, but not dogs, just cats. Kind of odd, which is fine. I like dogs better anyways. 6, not an interesting fact, but Twizzlers are better than Red Vines. I feel like if you're a Red Vines person, we can't really be friends. Sorry about that. You know, we're going to call it at 7 because I can't come up with any more interesting facts. When is your next show? Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm hoping to do a week of spring in the Rockies, but I don't know if I'm going to do like a Kaja show or anything before then. So, yeah, it's undecided. Last question. So, how old is Gatsby? Gatsby is 6 years old. I mean, if you're by like the technical standards, as of January, he's technically 7, but his birthday is until March, so he's still 6. So that was the last of our questions, and I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.